10 years of existence, I think that UBTEB as an assessing body has given us a platform. It has given us a platform because the people they assess every year and qualify, give us the knowledge of how we are doing with technical education. But also, it has created awareness in the country because initially the people of Uganda were quite unaware of what technical education is about and what it can do for the nation and for an individual. So UBTEB has been giving us a platform as a Ministry of Education where we stand and educate the country about what technical education is about. And so as it has become more and more known in the country, we have seen more of our young people now apply into these TVET institutions to get technically trained. So that's one very important thing. They have created awareness of what technical education is for an individual and for what it can do for a nation.
Uganda Business and Technical Examinations Board is handling that core area of skills, practical skills, and competence-based training, which is the government has felt it is very critical in supporting economic development of this country.
10 years is a very big milestone for Uganda Business and Technical Examinations. If you compare it to the human being, this is a time when the child is already running, going to school, P4, P5. Therefore, we have also graduated from childhood to this level of growth. Of course, within the 10 years, our thanks go to the founders of the board. The founder chairperson was Wanyama. The founder executive secretary, the current Honorable Ntamuhira Twisije, and all members of staff were there at that time.
It gives me great pleasure to note that UBTEB has now lasted for 10 years, at least 10 years. When we started it, we didn't know what the future would be.
When UBTEB started, it was after a long struggle of ensuring that skills training in this country takes root, and also ensuring that the population understands the needs of skills training.
Of course, it was also a challenge to us because it was the first of its nature in Uganda to have a specific examination board for technical vocational education and training. But it was a very powerful board led by Professor Wanyama, and we were strategic. And we started by working with stakeholders to ensure that the curriculum is competence-based.
So my memory of UBTEB when I joined it in 2013 as chairperson of the board was that it was a humble institution with humble beginnings. But it had very committed staff. It had the executive secretary, Honorable Twisije.
So I was received at the ministry headquarters, and I got a letter signed by the minister, gave me the assignment. I was given one room with one very old computer, one desk and one chair. They told me, start the board.
In the beginning, when we came in, it was, you're starting from scratch. There's no table, there's no chair. We had there was a big round table. Actually, that table, we use it now for our lunch.
Also, one of the most challenging was how to organize the examinations, because the board was set up in 2010 and our ambition was already by 2011 to start administering exams. So this was quite challenging and we were wondering whether we would manage it, but we did manage it. And in 2011, we administered the first exams in November, December.
We struggled and conducted our first examination, that it was hell. I spent close to 3 days without sleeping, but I brought on a team.
It used to be hell with the registrars coming here with sacks full of raw marks. So it is something that really was very strange, but we felt maybe it was not possible to change it.
We had a lot of sensitization workshop where we had a lot of challenges. People to accept and realize that this is a national examinations board. It took us time to convince people.
No computer, no laptop, no nothing. But you've been given a task, you've come to work. So we had to work around. I had to bring my laptop from home, my personal laptop, and we started like that, and the rest is history.
I realized that the staff that we had recruited were self-driven, and they helped us to do the work of the board itself was good, and I'm telling you, I was seeing the light at the end of the tunnel.
In the 10 years, we have worked with many partners, and on this note, I'll pass a vote of thanks to the Ministry of Education and Sports and the government who have supported us towards our budget allocation. These are our major funders. We are largely funded by government, and in the last 10 years, government has been there to see that UBTEB grows in terms of budget and human resource capacity. And on that note, I thank the ministry.
We are very happy that UBTEB has moved consistently in building its capacity to promote training in this area of competence-based training.
When we look at the numbers compared to the first sitting of the exams, we are looking at about 28,000 candidates. If you compare to the current, which is almost 102,000 candidates, there's a very big growth.
We have about 173 examinable programs in the area of Uganda Community Polytechnic certificates, in the area of national certificates, national diplomas, and higher diploma programs.
So we said, for these people to be relevant in the world of work, you must leave the institution when you know what to do. We had to review whatever was existing at that time. We say training with production is a must. They must be called what we called
is the real life project assessment concept, where unlike the previous kind of operation in the TVET subsector, where students would be trained on models and so on in all areas of training, but now they come up with final products, and it is very, very key.
If you're qualified from a technical institute, you are qualified just as the other one who went to a university. So UBTEB has helped us to create that awareness and to fight the stigma. And now we can see the numbers increasing in technical institutions, young people who now want to train.
UBTEB has helped take us, I think, a mile further than where people were seeing our graduates previously, that they leave colleges with a lot of knowledge attained or knowledge acquired while at school and at the colleges, but in terms of their field readiness, whether they are easily adapted to the world of work and the demands of the world of work, I think UBTEB has helped test those particular skills and competencies to give assurance that the graduates of our vocational education and training institutions have the skills that enable them not only to access employment within the labor market, but also to be creators themselves of employment. And that, in a way, is something that as a country we need and will continue to expect from the education institutions for purposes of transforming our economy, transforming the way our people work, and making it easy for our young people to access the job market.
People with technical skills are so important if you are going to develop any country. And so for us, when we saw the numbers growing, we know that more students were leaving the university joining universities, but coming for technical and vocational skills, which was critical because many people, before we really marketed that sector, they were despising it. They were saying you cannot go and become a technician, you can't become a carpenter. But we started showing people who had succeeded as carpenters, who had succeeded as technicians.
UBTEB, as an assessing body, has given us a platform. It has given us a platform because the people they assess every year and qualify give us the knowledge of how we are doing with technical education.
And the National Development Plan 3 is very much clear that TVET is a game changer in the development of this economy because one, it will improve productivity, entrepreneurship of the young ones. And once you handle the youth and the young ones, that means the labor market is going to have people who have what? Skills to improve productivity. So in that area, that's an achievement for the organization.
Our graduates are something we have to celebrate. We have graduates of UBTEB placed all over the world, and they are doing well in all their relevant fields. Engineers, technicians, artisans, among others.
Because as long as your hands are working, then you are talking to the world of work. Because for them, they're interested in looking on what you are doing.
Because the worst thing that can happen to somebody who has been through school is to exit when you can hardly do anything for yourself, you can hardly do anything that can impact on society and on the within the environments that they find themselves. So thanks to BTVET, thanks to UBTEB, thanks to the Ministry of Education and Sports for the reforms that were initiated at the time that UBTEB was born.
As we speak now, UBTEB is the talk of every home state. People are happy with what is happening at UBTEB. The government is happy, and that's one of the reasons why it didn't merge it with any other institution.
The examination information management system which we have introduced, it is helping us to manage examinations and assessments much better.
Transcripts used to take long to be printed after the results are released by the minister. But now we can really print academic transcripts on time.
Over time, we have also shifted our approach to ensure that we involve the world of work. Those who who are practitioners, those who are really involved in the work our candidates are supposed to do.
We have developed a number of strategic partnerships with very many institutions, and for me who comes from National Water, I am proud that we have a partnership between UBTEB and National Water.
So the 10 years have been 10 years of progress, and we can say that we have matured and we are ready to carry out the technical and business assessment in this country.
It has made the BTVET reforms that government promoted become a reality.
People have accepted the graduates that pass through UBTEB. People go out with skills, and the employers are accepting the trainees from here.
After finishing my diploma at UTC Vusheng under UBTEB, I did an industrial training with Crown Beverages. I can tell you, by passing through UBTEB, I was able to be retained at Crown Beverages and be promoted to many ranks. I have finished 8 years at Crown Beverages, but I have moved in the ranks below. I have been able to work as a line monitor. I have been able to work as a technical operator in engineering department. I have been able to work as a shift manager, and now I'm a production manager. What does that mean? If someone doesn't have competencies or doesn't have what it takes to make sure he delivers at work, it becomes a challenge. But for me, I had attained skills through UBTEB and under UBTEB, assessed by UBTEB, and I was able to be promoted to these ranks.
In their emphasis on competence-based training, I want to thank our Ministry of Education, especially the Mama Honorable Janet Museveni, who has been very candid with TVET training and who understands very well the mission of TVET training in this country. And I think with her, we should be able to make very significant inroads in this very important area. I want to thank the board, as I said before, for being very consistent on the mission of UBTEB, and of course also the management. The management is always in the kitchen cooking things, and we want to thank them very much. And I want to appeal to the public to develop confidence in TVET training, join, so that we can also develop this line of capacity building in this country.
The most important and the most critical part that we are going to focus on in the next few years is modularized assessment. Modularized assessment being that we want to ensure that our delivery and the way we assess becomes more flexible, becomes easier for students who will be doing this type of training. That if one comes in, can do one module, but with that one module should make a complete technician to go and work. And maybe at a later time, at a convenient time, that person can come back and do another module for final award.
I want to thank UBTEB. Personally, I have looked at how now they are modularizing the existing curricula, and I think that is the way to go, because I shouldn't be tied into an institution for years and years when I want only one component. I should come, do my module, assess me, and I go and make money. If I feel I've made enough money for that stage, I come back and make more money and learn more skills. And doing that, TVET will be flexible, will be interesting, and will be admired. And I want also to call upon Ugandans who are running here and there to universities, then you come back and tell us we need to skill you as graduates. Why don't you come and we skill you and you graduate with skills?
The number two, of course, related to that is continuous engagement with the industry, continuous engagement with the world of work, because we have realized that they play a very, very key role in as far as assessment is concerned, in as far as TVET training is concerned.
Even when we are talking of training and assessment, the industry, the world of work, these people are yours and are going to work in your fields. So you need to open your workplaces for trainees to come and work on the real life situations.
We are now going into infrastructure, having our own infrastructure, because UBTEB is currently renting premises from other people, but we want to build our own assessment center.
Now I see the government constructing several technical institutes, several technical colleges, refurbishing several of these institutions, and all that aimed at skilling Ugandans. The Skilling Uganda program has really taken shape. It is really a great program.
We are moving towards even accreditation, to be able to accredit courses. We have the oil industry, which is now growing. We want to reach a level where we can accredit those courses.
They are there serving you to guarantee our customer satisfaction, as well as receiving feedback that we shall be able to guarantee effective service delivery.
And we want to still continue with what we had already started, but improving it further in terms of accessing results through messaging, through an interactive kind of system, so that we really we want to reduce that time for registrars that must have to come here at the headquarters.
We also want to support the establishment of a national technical university. You will notice that right now, most of our people are not willing to undertake TVET courses because they think their future just ends at getting diplomas and getting higher diplomas once they have done better. So we now want to show them that you can even go beyond, get a degree in technical training, get a master's, and even get a PhD. So there is an idea in this country to set up a national technical university, and we want to be relevant to that.
My message to the country and to all those who are relating to the UBTEB is that people should embrace skills training. It's the way to go.
In the next 10 years, we are looking forward to a UBTEB that will be the main assessment institution in this country. We are looking for the time where the students that go through senior 6, more than 50% end up in UBTEB institutions, like assessed by UBTEB on skills. So that when we look forward to the next 10 years, we want to see Uganda as a country with the highest human capital index in the world, in the area of science and technology. So that companies in United States of America, in Canada, in the European Union, in China, in India, look at Uganda as the place where they can set up industries because of that cheap human capital, quality human capital.
To all our stakeholders and UBTEB staff, I thank them and promise that we shall deliver as per our mandate, our current mandate, and we shall ensure that Ugandans have the right skills for the right jobs.
I'm Kyomhendo Irene. I thank UBTEB for imparting in me the skills that have helped me in the job market.
One can very easily forget what you learned in school. The skill you take out of school, the skill you graduate with into life, you carry it for the rest of your life. So this is where all of us have a responsibility to encourage parents, to encourage whoever is involved in the skilling of our young people to take TVET seriously, and to support bodies like UBTEB that are helping to certify the competencies that will have been gained as a result of transiting through these kind of institutions. The deficit we have is not in the area of people who have knowledge. It is in the area of people who have the know-how, who know what to do, how to do it, and who can ultimately get out there and do it. And this is where UBTEB becomes a very key player in that process of socio-economic transformation for our country.
Our students who come through UBTEB assessment become qualified because they have become really hands-on, and they are excellent at what they're skilled to do with their hands. This is very important. This is what frees a nation to stand on its own, really be self-reliant. When we get more of our learners become skilled to do work with their hands. We want our students to take over all the work that is now being done by foreign companies in this country. We want our young people who are trained in our technical institutes to take over this work.
People who have gone through these institutions are the ones who are calling shots, are the ones that are earning. We've gone through difficult times. The last 2 years, for example, of the COVID pandemic, when life has almost come to a standstill. tell me of a person who has skills, who over the last 2 years has failed to have something to eat.
I want to appeal to the public that the future in TVET training is very, very bright. Very, very bright. That is where money is. That is where the heart of the economy is. That is where we should not say this is training for people who have not performed well, and the other one, the former senior 6 university, is the training for bright people. No, 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 no. Bright people should also go for TVET training, because that is where the future of this economy of Uganda is.
And congratulate you on your 10 years work. Thank you so much.